Good afternoon. This is Akashvani and I am Abhishek Mukhopadhyay with the Midday News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says friendship between India and US will make the planet better and more sustainable. Prime Minister chairs key meeting with cabinet ministers hours after returning to New Delhi from landmark visit to US and Egypt. Home Minister Amit Shah says government has adopted policy of zero tolerance towards narcotics trade. Raksha Mantri says terrorists and his supporters should now understand that terrorism is unacceptable. Third G20 Infrastructure Working Group meeting under India's G20 Presidency begins at Rishikesh and Uttarakhand. And IMD warns of heavy rain in Mumbai over the next 2 days. Srinagar-Jammu National Highway closed due to landslides triggered by heavy rain in Ramban district of Jammu and Kashmir. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that the friendship between India and US is a force of global good and it will make the planet better and more sustainable. In response to a tweet by US President Joe Biden, Mr. Modi said the ground covered in his recent US visit will strengthen this bond even more. President Biden had tweeted that the friendship between the two nations is among the most consequential in the world. He said it is stronger, closer and more dynamic than ever before. In a separate tweet, Prime Minister Modi said his visit to Egypt was a historic one which will add renewed vigor to India-Egypt relations and benefit the people of both nations. He thanked Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, the government of the people of Egypt, for their affection. BJP has described Prime Minister Narendra Modi's state visits to US and Egypt as historic, saying India has now become a force to reckon with. Briefing me at party headquarters in New Delhi, senior party leader and Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnav said, India and US are coming together as a big force. He said several agreements were signed during the US visit and India is now seen as a significant tech partner and a global player. Mr. Vaishnav highlighted that partnerships on 35 emerging techs were done with the US through the visit and the two countries will build an ecosystem for semiconductors.
पहली बार एक बड़ा मेजर सेमीकंडक्टर प्लेयर हिंदुस्तान में आ रहा है। सेमीकंडक्टर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में जो कॉम्प्लेक्स इकोसिस्टम होता है 250 के आसपास टोटल डिफरेंट केमिकल्स और गैसेस होते हैं। जब पहला यूनिट लगेगा वो सारा का सारा इकोसिस्टम हिंदुस्तान में बनता है। किस तरह से केमिकल्स का स्टोरेज होगा, कैसे उनका यूज होगा, किस तरह से उनकी अल्ट्रा प्योर ट्रीटमेंट करना होता है, किस तरह से उनको उपयोग में लाया जाएगा, किस तरह से गैसेस को स्टोर किया जाता है, वो सारा का सारा किस तरह से जस्ट इन टाइम लॉजिस्टिक्स मेंटेन करनी पड़ती है, वो सारा का सारा इकोसिस्टम देश में आएगा.
He added that the jet engine deal is the most significant milestone. The minister also said previously whenever any Indian leader went to the US, the topic of conversation was around Jammu and Kashmir. Now there is a fundamental change in this.
माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी को जिस तरह से रिसीव किया गया, जिस तरह से उनके कार्यक्रम हुए और जो समझौते हुए, वो इन सब बातों को आप समेटें अगर 9 वर्षों का कार्यकाल, इंडिपेंडेंट फॉरेन पॉलिसी, आत्मनिर्भर भारत में नई टेक्नोलॉजीज को डेवलप करने का जो कॉन्फिडेंस है, जो एक लेवल है कि हम कर सकते हैं, नई से नई डिफिकल्ट चीज को हम डेवलप कर सकते हैं, इन सब का निचोड़ है इस विजिट का सारांश है.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi today chaired an important meeting in New Delhi. It was attended by Union Ministers Amit Shah, Nirmala Sitharaman and Hardeep Singh Puri, as well as senior officials. The meeting came hours after Mr. Modi arrived in New Delhi after concluding his US and Egypt state visits. Home Minister Amit Shah today asserted that the government will not allow narcotics trade in the country, nor will it allow drugs to be routed to the world through India. Mr. Shah said that the centre has adopted the policy of zero tolerance against narcotics, which is showing successful results today.
नारकोटिक्स के खिलाफ जीरो टॉलरेंस की नीति अपनाई है. आज उसके सफल परिणाम दिखने लगे हैं. इस नीति का मुख्य स्तंभ है मोदी सरकार की होल ऑफ गवर्नमेंट अप्रोच, जिसमें अलग अलग विभागों के समन्वय से नीति और प्रभावी बनती है. हमारा संकल्प है कि हम भारत में नारकोटिक्स का व्यापार नहीं होने देंगे.
The minister stated this in his message on the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. Mr. Shah said that in the campaign against drugs, all the major agencies of the country, especially the Narcotics Control Bureau, are continuously fighting their war.
ड्रग के दुरुपयोग के खिलाफ राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर उपयुक्त मंच के माध्यम से युद्ध स्तर पर अभियान चलाया जा रहा है। ड्रग के विरुद्ध हमारी इस व्यापक और समन्वयित लड़ाई का ही असर है कि जहां 2006 से 13 में मात्र 768 करोड़ रुपए की ड्रग बरामद हुई थी, तो वहीं 2014 से 22 में लगभग 30 गुना बढ़कर 22,000 करोड़ की नशीली पदार्थ जब्त किया गया है।
The minister said that whether it is about destroying the drug cultivation or spreading public awareness, the Home Ministry, in coordination with all institutions and states, is making every possible effort for a drug-free India. He, however, stressed that this battle cannot be won without people's participation. He appealed to all the countrymen to keep themselves and their family away from drugs. He added that drugs not only make the young generation and society hollow, but the money earned from smuggling is used against the security of the country. Raksha Mantri today said that India will never compromise with its sovereignty, and the countries using terrorism as a state policy will not succeed in their nefarious designs. Addressing a national security conclave in Jammu today, the Raksha Mantri said terrorists and his supporters should now understand that terrorism is unacceptable by India. He warned Pakistan for using its territory for cross-border terrorism. Saying that India has a zero tolerance against terrorism, the minister said that the terrorism network, terrorism funding, supply of drugs and arms, and over and underground terrorism has been dismantled in Jammu and Kashmir. He said that the Pakistan should put its house in order first, rather than sponsoring terror from its territory. Rajnath Singh said in the last 9 years of Modi government, India has witnessed a great rise in its prestige on the international level. He said when India speaks today, international community eagerly waits to hear.
2014 में जब हमारी गवर्नमेंट बनी थी, तो उस समय इकोनॉमी की साइज के मामले में भारत दुनिया में लगभग 10वें 11वें स्थान पर खड़ा था। लेकिन 9 वर्षों के अंदर ही हमारा भारत वहां से जंप लेकर दुनिया की टॉप 5 कंट्रीज में आकर खड़ा हो गया। मॉर्गन स्टैनले एक फाइनेंशियल फर्म है जो कि पहले भारत के बारे में कहती थी कि बहुत ही आर्थिक दृष्टि से यह कमजोर देश है। वही मॉर्गन स्टैनले फर्म यह कहती है कि इस पॉसिबिलिटी को भी रूल आउट नहीं किया जा सकता कि 2027 आते आते यानी 4 वर्षों के अंदर भारत दुनिया की टॉप 3 इकोनॉमीज में आकर खड़ा हो जाएगा।
Rejecting any major changes on India-China border, the minister said that China tried to trespass the agreed protocols between the two countries in the Galwan Valley. However, brave Indian soldiers defeated the designs. Saying that India wants peace on its borders, he said that military and diplomatic talks are going on between India and China, adding India will never compromise any change on its territorial sovereignty. Referring to the recent joint statement of PM Modi and US President Joe Biden, Mr. Singh said that India has succeeded in changing the mentality of the world, and today the world is united against terrorism.
आज अंतर्राष्ट्रीय मंचों पर भारत कुछ बोलता है तो सारी दुनिया कान खोलकर सुनती है कि भारत बोल क्या रहा है। यह हैसियत सारी दुनिया में भारत की बनी है। भारत की प्रतिष्ठा का अंतर्राष्ट्रीय जगत में मूल्यांकन करना हो, हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर की जो इस बार की विदेश यात्रा थी, इसके पहले की जो उनकी विदेश यात्रा थी, उस दौरान भी आप देखें एक कंट्री का प्राइम मिनिस्टर यह कहता है अब्बास हैं। यह हैसियत भारत की बनी है।
Referring to various initiatives of the government in the last 9 years, the defense minister said that India is moving ahead to achieve Atmanirbharta in the defense sector, adding defense manufacturing exports have reached 16,000 crore rupees. On maritime security, the Raksha Mantri said that India has become the net security provider in the Indian Ocean, and the Indian Navy will be among the top 3 powerful navies of the world in the next decade. He further said that Indian Air Force has been modernized and today it is capable of protecting the country against any threats. This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. The third meeting of the Infrastructure Working Group under India's G20 Presidency began today at Narendra Rishikesh in Uttarakhand. A total of 63 delegates from G20 member states, invitees and international organizations are participating in the meeting. During the 3-day event, various official meetings and cultural programs have been planned for the delegates. Apart from formal discussions, the delegates will experience the rich culture and beautiful landscapes of Rishikesh. The G20 Infrastructure Working Group will deliberate on various aspects of infrastructure investment, including developing infrastructure as an asset class promoting quality infrastructure investment and mobilizing financial resources for infrastructure investment. The key priority to be discussed in this meeting is financing tomorrow's cities inclusive, resilient and sustainable. The Indian Meteorological Department has predicted heavy rainfall for Mumbai over the next 2 days. IMD said that due to the formation of an active trough spread over the Kutch, heavy to very heavy rainfall will be witnessed in Mumbai and Madhya Maharashtra, Karnataka and other regions within the next 2 days. Moderate to heavy rain lashed Mumbai and its suburbs yesterday. In the last 24 hours, Mumbai city received 31 mm of rainfall, eastern suburbs received 54 mm of rainfall, while western suburbs received 59 mm of rainfall. A goods train got stalled between Badlapur and Ambernath at around 8:30 today morning, because of which train traffic on Karjat-Badlapur section got affected. Waterlogging and traffic snarls have also been witnessed in certain areas of the city. In Jammu and Kashmir, the Srinagar-Jammu National Highway has been closed for traffic movement due to landslides triggered by heavy rains at several places in Ramban district. The traffic authorities have said that landslides hit the highway near a cafeteria, forcing the authorities to halt traffic on both sides of the highway. They said that man and machinery are on the job and the highway is expected to be thrown open later today. In Uttarakhand, light to moderate rain continues in most parts of the state since morning. The Meteorological Department has issued orange alert for rain in Nainital, Champawat, Pithoragarh, Bageshwar, Dehradun, Tihri, Pauri districts and yellow alert for other districts of the state till tomorrow. According to the department, there is a possibility of heavy rain at isolated places in Uttarkashi, Chamoli, Pithoragarh, Rudraprayag and Bageshwar districts in the next 2 days. Meanwhile, the Kedarnath Yatra, which was closed yesterday due to rain, has been resumed today. Today, more than 4,000 devotees were sent to Sonprayag to Kedarnath. The Yatra to Badrinath, Gangotri and Yamunotri is going on smoothly. The Indian women's doubles pair of Sutirtha Mukherjee and Aihika Mukherjee won the World Table Tennis WTT Contender Tournament in Tunis after beating the Japanese pair of Miyu Kihara and Miwa Harimoto. The pair also became the first Indians to win a contender title this year. The Indian pair had advanced to the final after beating the Korean duo of Shin Yubin and Juan Ji in a hard-fought last four clash. Union Sports Minister Anurag Singh Thakur has congratulated Diksha Dagar on an incredible triumph at the Czech Ladies Open and winning a second Ladies European Tour. In a tweet, he said the journey of the 22-year-old Diksha is truly an inspiration not only for India, but for the entire world. The minister said from being the only Indian golfer in history to compete in both Olympics and Deaf Olympics to become the reigning Deaflympics champion, an outstanding achievement speaks volumes about her hard work, passion and dedication to the sport. In a bilingual live phone-in program Public Speak at 9:30 tonight, we will bring an insightful discussion on the topic of cyber crime and cyber awareness with Rajesh Kumar, CEO, Indian Cyber Crime Coordination Center. During the program, listeners will have the opportunity to pose questions to an expert on various aspects of cybercrime, including digital frauds, online threats, security measures, complaint mechanism, and any other related queries. To participate, simply dial the telephone numbers 011-2371-7106 and 011-2331-4444 from 9:30 p.m. onwards. Alternatively, you can also send your queries via WhatsApp to the number 9289094044. Stay tuned to FM Gold channel and additional frequencies for this captivating live broadcast. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says friendship between India and US will make the planet better and more sustainable. Prime Minister chairs key meeting with cabinet ministers hours after returning to New Delhi from landmark visit to US and Egypt. Home Minister Amit Shah says government has adopted policy of zero tolerance towards narcotics trade. Raksha Mantri says terrorists and his supporters should now understand that terrorism is unacceptable. Third G20 Infrastructure Working Group meeting under India's G20 Presidency begins at Rishikesh in Uttarakhand. And IMD warns of heavy rain in Mumbai over the next 2 days. Srinagar-Jammu National Highway closed due to landslides triggered by heavy rain in Ramban district of Jammu and Kashmir. And with that, we end the midday news.